Welcome back to another episode of Blazer Reviews. Today we've got a 2024 Golf GTI. Is it still sharp? Is it still sporty? We'll find out on today's episode. Welcome back to Blazer Reviews. We are in the 2024 Volkswagen Golf GTI. It's first impressions video. At the start, this thing's really nice. I actually really like the way it looks. There's a few things that I can point out I'm not a big fan of. Number one, I don't like controlling the aircon through the screen. I prefer to have dials when it comes to the climate. That's my personal opinion. And everything else is high tech. You know, it looks nice. It's got some matte colors. The ambient lighting is pretty nice in this car. The seats feel nice. The steering wheel, so far so good. There's one thing I did like straight away as well. I noticed there's a phone charger that actually fits my phone, and it's got a matte spot for it. It's got two USBs, there's cup holders. Storage is pretty good in terms of drivability. And we're just about to hit the road. I'm looking forward to this episode. I do want to compare it to the Mini, and this could be part of our hot hatch series, and it's going to be cool. I can tell you straight away that this car is slower than the Mini. It's only got a 2-liter turbo. I think it's around 240 horsepower. We'll get into the specs a bit later. So I'm not expecting it to be fast as the Mini, but we'll see if it handles well. There's different models of Golfs like the R, and maybe we have to compare it to something a bit higher spec. But as a hatch, I like the way that this looks compared to the older ones. It's actually very nice. Everything about it is sleek. It's more high tech. It's got like nice sharper edges, the LED lights everywhere. Pretty cool. In my opinion, it's probably the better looking hatches out there. I would say it's better looking than the Mini, personal opinion. Yeah, so we're on the road. We are on the freeway. Let's see if we can put it in cruise control. Feels nice. You sit pretty high up. I gotta admit something. Driving a more hatch like this in Dubai, I feel like it's a bit intimidating. It feels small because you're on a freeway with like 6 lanes. There's big trucks and 4-wheel drives and SUVs, and I'd feel better in a bigger car, maybe more of a sedan. Even that Camaro I was driving, that wasn't too bad. That felt a bit big. Can't really complain about this car so far. First impressions, it's doing pretty good. So for first impressions for the Golf, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. We just knocked out the first impressions video, and now we're going to get into the looks. This new style, I am really digging it. The front end looks a lot more sharper, a lot more sportier. It's got the red iconic stripe. We have the honeycomb grille. We've got 19 or 18 inch rims. And honestly, I think this is one of the better looking Golfs. And then when you come to the rear end, we do have the twin exhaust, and you got the iconic Volkswagen badge with the GTI in red. You got red brake calipers, and you got this fancy little, you know, bit of aero doesn't hurt. And I think it's one of the better looking Golfs, to be honest. And by saying that, I'm gonna give it a nice 4.5 out of 5. Interior. I was going to go to the engine bay, but interior, what do I say? I really like the colors. The red stitching looks amazing. The GTI badges, the steering wheel looks nice. The thing I like the most about the interior is the dash and the steering wheel and display screen. The infotainment system is okay, but I couldn't get my maps to work on it. I'm not sure if it has that ability. It's got a sunroof. It's got all the things you want in a hatch, but I am not a huge fan of climate change and climate controls to be on the screen. That's my personal preference. I prefer them to have dials. So that's one thing I don't like. And it's got one cup holder here. Is the seats. They're actually not that comfortable. I don't know what it is. I couldn't pinpoint the reason why I don't like them. You sit a bit they're a bit tight when it comes to the bucket, and then they're not leather, so you get hot. You're always on a right angle, even though you're trying to adjust them, it just doesn't work for me. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not a huge fan of the seats. And when you're in sports mode, the car jerks a lot. So it's sort of maybe that's what's affecting me with the comfort. So, you know, look, it's got all the techs that you want, but there's just something about it. We must talk about the rear seats. Funny enough, the rear seats are actually not too bad. I've got heaps of headroom, plenty of leg room. Good rear seat. Go Volkswagen. So when it comes to interior, we're gonna give it a 4 out of 5. When it comes to performance, it has a 2-litre turbo engine producing around 240 horsepower. 0 to 100 in under 6 seconds. Look, it's not the fastest thing. This is only the GTI. There is the R and all the other specs that are probably quicker than this one. So can we really compare it to the Mini? Maybe not. Let's see how it goes and determine whether it's good or not. Put it in sports mode again. Try and let it redeem itself. And in terms of handling, it does stick to the road, I've got to give it that. In terms of handling, it's good. I just found that it's a bit jerky when you're putting it in sports mode and stuff. When it comes to performance, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Giving us a total of 16 out of 20. The 2024 Golf GTI. If you want a small hatch that's not really powerful, you know what? I'm going to say something. I might get into trouble. But I think this is more of a girl's car. I don't think a car enthusiast would actually like this. It just doesn't have that oomph that you want in a sports hatch. If you compare it to its rivals, I think it's a bit soft. But if you're looking for a small hatch that's not too powerful, that has decent enough rear seats, and that can get you from A to Z, it's got a decent boot space, and it looks really nice. Get yourself a Golf. Thanks for watching another episode of Blazer Reviews. See you on the next one.